So, this is a bad flu bug quickie. I'm going to make cannelloni with onion and garlic pasta sauce, 3 red onions and some frozen mincemeat, 20% fat. And I'm going to use some, washing machine's on. Going to use some, just some regular cheese and some mozzarella for the topping and put it all in the pan. So, I'm going to show you steps along the way. First thing you do is chop up the onions and get them in the pan and get them browning. You need to soften them up, get them slightly caramelized, and then add the mincemeat to it. So here we go. The onions have reduced. They're really soft and they're getting caramelized. So I'd stick a little to the bottom of the pan, so I'm going to turn that down a bit further. But they're looking good. Looking really good. Time to put in the frozen mincemeat. Now I could defrost this in the microwave, but in this pan with the lid on, it's going to defrost and cook pretty quickly. I just need to make sure I keep going in and stirring it off. So I have a little helper. Say hello.
Hello.
Who's stirring the cheese sauce for me. No, you don't have to do it that quick. Gently. It's not hot yet, Max. But I want you to. You've got to be careful not to splash it, because when it gets hot, you don't want to burn yourself. And it's, as you can see, the mincemeat has defrosted and has cooked, and now it's time to add the tomato sauce. The onions are already in there and they've already been cooked. Gently with that, stir it gently. That's only on number 1. I might have to turn that up to number 2. But this one is on number 3 and it's boiling away, and it's time to add the tomato sauce. Tip that in there, mix that up and leave it to simmer for 20 minutes.
Let me tip that in.
You want to tip that in? Okay, yeah. I'll take the lid off. Do you want to film me undoing the jar? Go on then. Let's film the jar. Are you filming my head too? There we go. There you go. Do you wanna tip it in then? Give me back the camera. There you go.
Tip it in. Is that enough?
No, the whole lot. The whole jar. Watch out for the spoon. Don't get. Oh, you're quite good at missing the spoon there by accident.
Look at that.
Whoops.
There's none in there.
No, you got it all. I'll put a little bit of water in there and rinse out the last of that.
I want.
Just a tiny bit of water.
How much?
Just a tiny bit. That's enough. Wait. That's enough, yeah? Now, put the lid back on quick.
Why do we need to do this?
So as we get all the tomato sauce. Now shake it up a little bit with your finger over the top. Now tip the rest of that in, because it's going to simmer for a little bit. Came out, yeah? Now put it in, because it's going to simmer for a while. There we go. Because it's going to simmer for quite a long time.
Oh, I'm going to keep mixing my cheese.
It's a bit watery at the moment because of that extra water, but it's going to need to simmer for about 20 minutes, and I'm going to have the pan lid off, so that'll be good.
Daddy, you put too much cheese in it.
No, it'll all melt eventually. Just keep stirring.
Put it on.
Okay, we'll come back when the cheese is melted. Due to fatigue, I unfortunately lost my assistant, but the white sauce is looking very, very creamy. It's not got any lumps, it's smooth, it's perfect, it's reached the right consistency. You got to pull it off the heat and turn the heat off. Turning the heat off on one of these, even a gas one, there'll still be some radiant heat from the sauce, from the heat source. Just leave it to calm down. I've still got to keep stirring it. You know, doing a proper white sauce is it's a 30-minute commitment. It's not something you can do quickly and it not taste chalky. It's not something you can do quickly and it not taste cheesy. You have to put the time in. Max stirred it for, mini millions. So I stirred it for about, 10 minutes, and I've stirred it for a further 10. And that's perfect. Now, has this been reducing good? Yes, it has. So, that's ready. Kind of letting it boil like that might be considered burning a little, but it's going to go in the oven anyway, so it isn't going to change the flavour. So, now I need to let those two cool down, because you can't stuff cannelloni with, guess what? Boiling sauce. You're going to burn your hands. So now, that needs to come off the heat. I'll stir it till it stops boiling, and then the thing to do is to leave it to cool down for half an hour. Sounds like a crazy phrase, a crazy stage of the cooking phrase, but it needs to be done. I can't pour that into the shells while it's that hot. It's not safe. I don't want to put it in the oven when it's that hot because it will change the cooking time and it will cure off the white sauce and ruin the food. So, how to cool this down quickly? This one you're going to like. Basically, I'm going to fill a pan or a bowl with cold water. Take that, pop it in it. It'll kind of double the cooling time basically. So, I'm just going to fill a bowl with cold water and put the pan in it. And here we go. So we're halving the cool down time, not doubling it. We're doubling the speed at which it cools down. As you can see, I've got it in here. It's evaporating away. Might as well take the lid off. Evaporation is one of the best ways of cooling anything you will ever find. I don't want anything dripping in there. And this water is ice cold, and that's quickly going to warm up, but that's going to suck all the heat through the pan as a heat sink from the liquid. Get it down to around 30-40 degrees, and then I'll be able to handle it. And I'll be able to handle it without any danger, and I can have my son help me fill the shells. So next, how to fill the cannelloni tube. I just dip it in and get my hands dirty. Push it in, pick it up, put it down in the tray. You just fill it up with a scoop like that. Put it down over there. Simples. You recording?
Yep.
Look, point what I'm doing in here. Pushing the meat and the vegetables in the cannelloni.
1, 2, 3, 4. Is the cheese alive?
The cheese is all thick. I put some pepper in it.
Pepper.
Seasoning. There's the cheese sauce. Where are you going now? See, as soon as you put the sauce in the cannelloni, it starts cooking. So it's getting softer all the time you're touching it.
Let me feel it. Let me touch it.
No, don't touch it. You'll have to wash your hands if you touch it.
Okay.
It all starts to stick together and get really easy. I need more.
Okay. Gonna get more. Get more.
Now, I've poured the remaining sauce just over the top. They didn't quite fit in, but this is all going to be okay. I'm now going to pour the white sauce over it and then put some grated cheese on and show you what that looks like. There we go, a nice even covering of the white sauce. It's important to cover everything. Use a spoon to reposition it, as you can see by these trails I've done. Don't worry about any discolorations or any sins of any really lightly covered area. If you cover them slightly more heavily with cheese, it'll seal them, causing the pasta to cook in the steam trapped under the cheese. This is unfortunately a dish where you're not going to be able to skimp on the cheese. You do need to cover everything like a lasagna to seal it in. So here we are. The cheese is on. This bit here is probably going to get crunchy. This bit over here is going to cook, and the whole thing is going to taste great. But I'm worried about the cannelloni cooking, as you can probably imagine. But 35 minutes in the oven. I'm going to put it in for 30 and see where we are. Because I was concerned about the cannelloni cooking properly, what I've done is on the cannelloni I've put the foil on top for 20 minutes, just to make sure it's all cooked through and the pasta's cooked before I brown it off. And here we are, the finished product. As you can see, it is looking yummy. Just going to do a quick tour of it. My wife's portion, my portion, my 6-year-old son's portion, and the finished product. Thank you very much for watching. Please rate, comment and subscribe. Does it look yummy?
Yeah!